Alright, Kuru, Kosala, and Videha have been taken care of. Now I have to play as the Pancala. Wise but bitter, proud Pancala plots to profit from Kuru's decline. When will it come? The scholarly knowledge technologies cost 25% less, wealth technologies cost 25% less, flags cost 1 food more, units cost 20% more. It's going to be difficult to muster an army, it's going to be difficult to get territory, but I can easily get knowledge and wealth, and those I can trade for other resources. The fact that units are more expensive is going to be overshadowed, at least initially, by the fact that I get more wealth. Let's see, what else could I spend that wealth on? I hypothetically could get fewer units and just invest in more power if I am interested in conquest, which I shouldn't be, I guess. Let's go with the Pancala. Let's check the victory objectives first, the victory conditions over here. First of all, power techs and spaces on the map in first place. It's really difficult to get enough space on the map, even on small maps, but on this one it might just be feasible. I've managed to get 100 spaces on this map as another faction. I may be able to replicate that, we shall see. Power techs obviously just cost you knowledge, and I can get plenty of knowledge as this particular faction. Then there's power, wealth, and city pop, and down below, armies and captured cities. I guess capturing a single city is going to be straightforward enough, and everyone and grandma is gonna have 5 armies or more. So these 2 victory points are basically guaranteed. Which basically leaves 5 more. Probably wealth. Could be wealth and spaces on the map, could be wealth and power techs, we shall see. But presumably victory will not be accomplished via conquest. Things would have to get particularly weird for that to be the case. I start out with plenty of science, some money and very little food. Let's focus on spending science then. Do I want some yields? It would not be a lot, but it might make sense. As ludicrous as it might seem, I presumably should get flag texts no matter what. Let's get all the river flag texts, and let's get the well field tech off of rivers. Then flag more rivers so I can get even more wealth every single passing turn. Just these 3 river tiles. Then I'll get income in terms of wealth that I'll then trade away for food to get the ball rolling. I will presumably get some sort of an opportunity that might swing the odds in my favor. Possibly. Look at the absolutely pathetic rate of expansion. A free grasslands flag, I will not say no to that. I could get 10 science. And I could use that to get more science every single passing turn. Or I could get a flag right here, right now. Let's see, 10 science. I could also get that to allow myself to have an easier time flagging grasslands. But no, I think I will just get a free grasslands flag. Should I even bother trying to contest? Nope, because the Kuru have plenty of power though. They have a large city. And it would not be particularly wise to try and contest them. I'll get this because I am emanating enough power over there to have a chance of flagging it. I presumably should focus on flagging river tiles at all costs, since they are so precious to me. But let's get the safer ones first. This is too deep into enemy territory, so let's not even bother. And let's... will this get contested? Presumably. Fine, let's try to take it anyway and get this grassland tile wrested away from the Kosala. I'm trading my wealth away for food. Let's see how this works out. I've been able to flag 5 things this turn. Nothing got contested, so I'll get everything I've flagged. Excellent. Nomadic tribes. all the river boatmen. A free river flag wouldn't be half bad. Free flags tend to be quite decent. I do not get any sort of bonus as far as flag tags are concerned, so nomadic tribes are not of a particular benefit to me. Now, unfortunately, I do not have enough science to get those yield tags. I should have done so initially if I were to do that, or I should have gotten that opportunity in order to do that, but I chose not to. And I have to pay the price. You know, I could hypothetically just wait, get 15 science next turn and get, say, more knowledge out of river tiles, 10 every single passing turn. But I think it makes plenty more sense to just get these grassland flag tags right here, right now, and desperately try to flag my way into, well, something. I have more tiles surrounding this, and the Kuru, thankfully, do not actually have power that far away. Same goes for this tile. Neither of us has any power here, unless they decide to purchase grassland power tags, in which case I will be in a bit of a pickle, in a reasonably rough spot. But if they do not, then I may just be able to retain these tiles. Let's mostly try to focus on flagging tiles that will get contested, to nab them for myself. I can then easily and safely get the tiles to the southwest. That's it. That's all I can actually flag. Next turn I'll have 27 food. No opportunities left to redeem. That's 6 flags this turn. It's playtime. This will get contested, but I should win this unless they get a grassland flag tag. Grassland power tag. No. Our power is wait. No. We were even on power over there. We had both 1 point of power there. And I've won because of the surrounding hexes. I had more surrounding hexes. Okay. Build a city on grasslands for a grassland yield tag. Or place 3 flags on plains to get all plains flag tags. I would like that very much. I haven't gotten around to flagging plains yet. They are nearby. Eventually I'll start flagging them. After all, this is a wonderful resource. So much food can be acquired from these plains. But I need to reach them first, and I'm not particularly interested in desperately trying to buy these flags myself. So let's not do that. Let's instead get them for free. Even though initially I have to pay a high price, I will have to flag them as they are still expensive. But once again, I place 3 of them and I get all the flag tags for planes. Should I try to contest these tiles? Is there any point? Let's see what's the power situation. The Kuru have grassland power tag. Right, and I had power here from the city. That's why we were even on power, but they're going to get this grassland tile if it gets contested, so let's not even try to get that one. Let's try to contest here. Get this one. And that'll be about it. Not much else can be accomplished this turn. Any opportunities? No, it's just the wheeled cards that I'll have to wait for. Oh, this does not get contested because they decide to flag those rich and wonderful plains. This will get contested, neither of us will get it, right? Or did they get a tag? They did not get a tag, so neither of us gets it. It was a waste. It was a wash, a waste from both sides. Place 5 flags in one turn for a flag tag. All place 3 flags on a forest for all forest flag tags. You may be able to notice a pattern here. Do I want a particular flag tag? Not really. Can I even place 5 flags this particular turn? I would rather have all forest flag tags once I finally reach the forests. What do I want? Power in a particular type of terrain? To have an easier time flagging grasslands, perhaps? Those are 2 separate things, by the way. Let's actually... They do not have any power in plains, which is good. But if both of us flag this, neither of us gets it. Which isn't necessarily bad, it's just not good. Oh, you know, I could build a city over here. and then have a relatively easy time flagging all around. It wouldn't be the worst of decisions. Fine, let's build a city over here. And flag a single plain tile that I will easily be able to capture now. That's it. That's about as much as I can do this particular turn. Let's see what transpires. This gets contested. Come on now, Kuru, you know I'll get this. And I do. Build a city down a river for a river yield tech, or get a free forest flag. Oh, the only forest I can possibly try to flag is this one, and I will lose if I try to contest it. Not the best of ideas, apparently. A river yield tech. For losing a single river tile. And instead making it into a city tile. Okay. And I will instead get some food out of all of my river tiles. I think that'll be worth it. Alright. Built. More food out of every single tile. So yes, I've removed 2 units of food, but I added 1 unit of food for every other tile. It's absolutely a worthwhile trade. Now, let's get some science out of... I could try to get power in place, but no. Let's get science out of river tiles. All those bountiful river tiles I have access to. And let's try to flag what? I still don't have that final tier of grassland flag tech. But no matter. Let's try to flag as much as I possibly can. I know that I want to get all those wonderful plains over here, but I also want to get as much every single passing turn as humanly possible. So I'm going to get some grassland tiles just to be able to get that extra food in the upcoming turns, to be able to flag even more to the south. I should also start thinking about getting an army. This gets contested and I win. Own 3 cities on grasslands for grassland power tech. All place 3 flags on the desert. I will not reach the desert, so I am going for camouflage. Science out of grasslands, that'll be 14 every single passing turn. That's a decent bit. Let's take that. I know I could hypothetically take wealth for 4 plays, but come on, I have 2 plain tiles at this particular point. It's basically nothing. Let's also start saving up wealth. For a single army, as expensive as it is. Let's get this plain tile, making all plain tiles cheaper to flag because I have all the plain flag text now. And let's basically try to flag everything I can. Starting from the cheapest of tiles. That's it, and I have a bit of food left over. This is incredible. Now, of course, some of those may get contested, but still, this is a nice turn. 2, 4, 6. Is that 10 flags in a single turn? If this gets contested, neither of us gets it, right? Yep, neither of us got it. Watchtowers own 3 cities and plains, all for clothes. Place 3 flags on hills for the hill flag tags. What do I want? As far as tile types are concerned, I have 17 grassland tiles. Those are the tiles I have the most of. Presumably I should get either wealth or the food off of them. I think wealth is the way to go at this particular stage. Let's do that. I still do not have the final tier of flag text for the grasslands, and at this point I don't think I will actually try to get that. Let's also get, I don't know, science of forests? Or should I stockpile my science? I will have 62 next turn, if I stockpile. A handsome amount. I could have more. And I presumably should have more. I should consider actually actively pursuing science. Maybe I should get yield text right here, right now. kick into high gear, so to speak, as far as yield techs are concerned. And then stop trading for knowledge. Just have that initial boost. If I could get 120 science, that would be great, but that's of course a lot. I can't quite get it in a single turn, so let's not bother. I can get the 40, I need to get more food off of grasslands. What else? I would like more wealth off of plains, so that's 62. How about 92 to also get science off of rivers? Fair enough, that's what I'll go for. Now I could deploy an army and move it. I presumably ought to. I see the Kosala are doing particularly well. What's the power situation with the Kosala like? Oh, I see they have no power here. You have no power here? Well, in that case, how about a little incursion? Haha! Ho ho ho! Which means that all of my plans for spending wealth and buying knowledge are all for naught. But fear not, fear not. For these plans are merely delayed. This is merely a setback. A very temporary setback. It is not a permanent defeat. Not by a long shot, not by any stretch of the imagination. I will get something next turn. Yeah, I also presumably lose one of these next turn. Oh dear. Alright. Unless the opportunities next turn are so atrocious that I'll choose to keep what I have and ditch both of them. Right, this gets contested, and of course the Kuru get it. Place 10 flags in one turn to grow a city, or build a city on plains for a plain yield tech. Tempting. And perfectly feasible. That plain yield tech could say be food off of plains. Not the worst of ideas. This is the best spot that's available right now. Migration sounds tempting, but I think I'll take the mill wheel. Yes. I'll get that city right here, right now. Get the yield tech in terms of food. Get even more food off of grasslands. That'll leave me with 22 points of science. Perfect. Because then I'll be able to spend that on wealth. My income is amazing right now. I can't quite get a second army, but should consider the possibility that the Kosala will get one themselves. In which case, if I really want to gobble up that land, I have to commit. As much as I hate that, because that's what I like to call pumping power. And pumping power doesn't really get you anywhere. Most of the time, at least. No, it just means that you ultimately find yourself a wealth sink. Alright. What sort of things... are there any sort of things I really want to acquire next turn? In terms of, say, yield tax. It would be nice to get even more food for grassland, so 80 science would be nice. And that's perfectly feasible. Let's trade for that. 80 science. And more food for grasslands. It's not like I desperately need food. But I guess I could grow my cities. Nothing wrong with that. I could also hypothetically try to get city yields, but that'll come after I grow my cities, I think. I'll also stockpile the rest of the gold. I will not get a second army anytime particularly soon, but I want to save the tiniest of bits. While also pumping power a smidgen so that I can conquer territory over here. I don't think a single army can actually easily stop me from taking all of those tiles. That's just geometrically impossible. I will get at least one, no matter how much power the Kosala get, as long as they only get a single army. But they haven't actually recruited an army as far as I can... Well, this is the flagging phase, let's see. Oh, they haven't recruited an army, fair enough, and therefore I get all of this. Intriguing. Can I actually get a city? Is that a possibility? Getting cities is difficult, but not impossible. All plain yield text to have the movement cost across plains. Interesting. All conquer grassland space to get food. Conquering grassland spaces seems feasible, but I don't have the movement cost, and all I need to do is just click this. But no, for now, I would rather have more food. 23 more food every single passing turn. Let's stop buying science for a while. Let's consider pumping power. What's the power situation here? They have 2 power here from the city alone. They could get an army. Let's say they boost that army to 2 power. So that's 4. To take over, I need 5. What's my power situation? 1. Ha! Pathetic. But it's better to try to conquer south, because this tile doesn't have any power radiated to it. So in the worst case scenario, I should be able to get that. Fine, let's go all the way up to 6 power. Might as well. Let's try to flag as much as I can. At this point, I presumably should have gotten some power text, but I didn't. I didn't. So if this gets contested, then presumably the Kuru will get it. But I'll still try to flag it. Maybe I shouldn't, but I'll still try. I can grow my cities, I can get new cities. I am getting plenty of food, but then again, I'm not quite at the top, am I? Well, I am at the top, hypothetically. I should pay attention to victory conditions as well. People can really sneak up on you. The Kuru will get this. I know this much. Now let's see how we manage to deal with the Kosala. We are radiating power over there. We are threatening all of this. That's fairly nice. I can get 2 units of food per grassland tile, and I have plenty of grassland tiles. The hill yield deck is fairly useless. I will not have access to as many hills. I do not want to lose hills to cities built on them. I don't know. I can't build a city right here on that hill, so I would have to build it, say, here. Is it really that wise? I would like to conquer some hills, but the majority of hills is over there, and I'll never break through over there. Hill yields are really nice, but I don't think getting a free one is really worth it. Let's just get plenty, and I do mean plenty of food. Look at this, we have 26 grassland tiles. And we're getting twice that in terms of food. So that's plus 52. I'm not even sure I should have redeemed it right now. Alright, all of that acquired. Now what? Oh, I can get another army. Don't think I won't then. Should I build a new city over here to fortify even further? Now let's just grow the cities that I do have. This is quite incredible. Alright, what else do I want? Anything in particular? I presumably should focus on the sort of tiles of which I have plenty. So it's science yields off of the river tiles and plain tiles. I might as well get fine, more well, no, let's get more wealth off of hills. I know it's just 2 wealth as opposed to 4 science, but I could use 2 wealth more at this particular stage. Also, I'll get a couple more hill tiles soon enough. So those will be bonus yields the very next turn. Now, granted, I lose all that power here, but then again, I've deployed a second army. So as much as I lose power, going all the way down to 2, that's fall. Applied to the city. Because there's 2 armies there. And I can pump power next turn easily. Oh my goodness, I have conquered the city. And all those other tiles. That's it! And I get a victory point because of that, don't I? Don't I? Yes! That's a single victory point for me. 2 food per river tiles. Oh my goodness, this is incredible. So that's 38 food. All burning pitch own 3 cities and forests to get a forest power tech. Not worth it. Really. 3 cities and forests? No. These opportunities just don't work out. I see the ideal is there. I understand that you should presumably build many cities, but come on now. Cities and what? Forests? I don't have... I'm not sure I could even... I could barely squeeze that in. I would have to build 1 here because you have to have a distance from the enemy border, so I could put 1 here. You have to have distance maintained from your own cities as well. Of 1, so I couldn't build 1 here at that point. I would have to build it here or there, and the 3rd one would go here, and that's all the cities and forests. What's the point? I mean, I have the food to do that, but at that point I would have very few forest tiles which would get that power bonus. I would just have 3 cities over here, and those would just receive the city bonuses. Ludicrous. For whatever reason, Kosala are not building any sort of armies. I have no clue what they're thinking, but it's working in my favor. Let's try to bisect them. This seems to be working. Seems to be working reasonably well. So let's move those 2 armies over there. I have a fair few hill tiles right now, so let's immediately get yields for those. Well, from those, perhaps. I know I could get food off of forest. I don't need food, as you might have noticed. So let's mostly just get wealth. I'm not trading anything for science, and yet I'm getting plenty. Wonderful. I could also get, say, science from citizens. And soon enough, if I were to trade for science, and if I could get 187, which I could, although it would be horribly, prohibitively expensive, then I could hypothetically get more wealth off of each citizen. Alright, first of all, let's grow the city. It's absolutely worth it. I am strengthening my defenses on the border. Now what? Do I build a city over here or over there? Those are my options, essentially. I like the idea of building a city over here because it makes flagging cheaper. Might as well. How about another city? Or have I had enough cities? Now let's build another city. What's stopping me? I can also continue to radiate power. This is too much though. If I go all the way up to 6, I'm radiating 12 with both my armies. That is madness. That way lies madness. Let's radiate 8. That's still a lot. It also wastes a bit less wealth, I guess. Even though waste reduction is reasonably expensive. Alright, fine. Let's invest in waste reduction. Wealth waste reduction. It's ultimately worth it because I'm investing money now to stop hemorrhaging money. Alright. And I will have enough next turn to invest in yet another army. Ludicrous. Alright, but this turn I am radiating, I am threatening. Threatening to bisect the Kosala. They have finally mustered some forces, but they're going against the Videha for whatever reason. Because they are going against them, I guess they are immediately threatened. Okay, so they managed to defend. But I might just become threatened by the Kuru. And I did become threatened by the Kuru. Build a holy city. At this stage, that's going to be mighty difficult considering the coverage I have. Though not impossible. It's more likely than me conquering a desert space at this particular stage. I can get even more food. Logos have mercy. Could get power in grasslands. The Kuru do not have that much power over there. I could also get an army to protect myself. Let's deploy one over here. And since I will radiate power anyway in order to conquer over here, I will radiate there for defensive purposes reasonably efficiently. Right. Now first of all, let's flag everything I can. Not that many tiles. And as much as I love those yields, I presumably should start investing in power techs at this juncture. What sort of power techs would that be? Siege tech is always nice, but I think I should also defend my territory reasonably well. How about grassland power tech? First of all for defensive purposes, and second of all for offensive purposes, since I am conquering grassland tiles as we speak. So that's 3 points of grassland power. I think that's reasonable. Let's also, fine, let's get plus 10 signs every single turn off of little hill tiles. Well, the ones that I have, plus the ones that I don't yet have, but soon will. I'm spending all my wealth and pumping power, which is understandable in these circumstances. Let's keep on growing this little city. Fortify over here, since this place is in danger. And fortify on the border with the aggressive Kuru. Even though they are in 3rd place, not 2nd place. For whatever reason, the Kosala are in 2nd place, right behind me. Even though they have that single army and they're going against the Videha over here to the east. Not even threatening their territory. Do you think they'll get it, or do you think they'll swing back around to try and stop me? If they swing back around, how can they stop me? They would have to recruit a 2nd army, wouldn't they? Even that 2nd army wouldn't have enough power. How much power do you have, little Kosala? 1 from unit, 1 from tech, 1 from a defensive bonus. Oh dear. They're going to have a rough time defending against me. Any opportunities I would like to redeem? I could hypothetically redeem irrigation if I want to grow my cities even more. I don't see a reason not to. Fine, let's redeem irrigation and grow 1 more city. Say this one. They are giving me some income. That's 2 armies from the Kosala. I have to remember which is which. I've played these 2 factions, so I do remember the Videha and the Kuru, but I'm trying to desperately remember which is the Kosala, which is the Pancala. I am the Pancala. They are the Kosala. I did get a tile. I didn't get all of the tiles, mind you. They have defended. The little Kosala over here. Yes, the little Kosala over here have 4 power per unit, plus all the other bonuses. But I got a grassland tile because of all the power techs I have acquired. Oh, and I am radiating power over here against the Kuru. I could just split my forces and attack from 2 different directions. Then they'll have to split their forces and defend on 2 separate fronts. But of course, I can harass them more effectively because I have plenty of food, which they presumably might have trouble keeping up with. A free sea flag, come on now, really? This little bit of sea is so utterly insignificant. Although, notably, boats or fleets can move across rivers. So they are not to be underestimated. I could absolutely build fleets and move them across these silly little rivers. And I could really put the hurt on my enemies that way, I guess. Either way, all forest steel takes to half movement cost across forests. the few that I may move across. All a single sea flag. Oh, come on, fine. All forest yield text, please. Now then, what do I want? A siege tech isn't half bad. It's quite desirable, I would say. Let's move these guys here. I am radiating plenty of power. That's 7 power onto this tile. These guys are radiating by themselves. And since I like conquering oh so much, I might as well start investing in what I like to call siege tech, all power in cities. That's 2 tiers, and the rest I'll invest in, oh, I don't know, possibly food out of forests? Might as well. I could get power in another place, say power in rivers, but no. Food out of forest every single turn. Because yield tax do get depleted eventually. You don't have an unlimited assortment of yield tax, whereas power tax you can continuously invest in. So let's focus on acquiring what is limited first, and then I can switch gears and exclusively get power tax with all the knowledge I'm acquiring every single passing turn. I might also, at this point, try to reduce my power waste, the tiniest of bits. This tends to be annoying, this tends to be difficult, this tends to be expensive, but at the same time it's not impossible. Oh, you need to have a coastal city where you can deploy a fleet. That's why that bit of the sea is so important. I don't think anyone is going to have any fleets. Unless the Kuru decide to build a city over here, or they'll decide to deploy a fleet and have it go up the river. I don't think they will, but then again, who knows? Let's pump power to 5 after reducing power waste. Let's also grow this city for defensive purposes. And grow some other precious cities of mine. I do not want to risk losing them after all. And just via city pop, I have acquired another victory point. Glorious. Now getting space on the map is going to be incredibly difficult. I'll have a much easier time getting power text. Look at this. 88 out of 150. I would nearly have to double the number of spaces I have. And as much as I love conquest, I sincerely doubt I'll be able to keep it up and actually accomplish that. I'll soon enough get the armies and fleets all the way up to 5. That's viable. And I could get the wealth all the way to 500. That's also perfectly viable. That's 3 victory points. I need another one. Instead of those 3 victory points, I could just get power text, although that'll be a slow grind in terms of knowledge. Or I could just get some sort of an opportunity. Get a single crown that way and win. Now, of course, if I want to win via power tax, I could switch gears and start investing in knowledge. Start trading for knowledge. And then start using that knowledge exclusively in power tax. Not the worst of ideas, mind you. I'm going to start investing in power tax anyway. But then again, getting some additional armies also isn't the worst of ideas. Let's flag this silly little sea tile. We shall see if the Kuru decide to contest it. If so, then that's perfectly fine. Oh, look. The Pancala... No, we're the Pancala. Damn it. The Korsala have decided to head east, which means we will threaten easily. We're going against the Videha. They're threatening the Videha, but I am threatening them. Doubling my food yield is not really viable. That's not gonna happen. Come on now. Alright, let's immediately redeem the Druids. It always stings, but it has to be done. Unless I decide not to ever do it. So I might as well do it right now. We redeem it, we lose 50 science, but we will keep on getting science every single passing turn. Which is great. Do I want to get even more science out of every single one of my citizens? That's 25 every passing turn. Not the worst of trades, not the worst of ideas. Do I desperately want power text in order to be able to conquer? Or do I actually want that science? Let's think long term. Let's get the science. And I actually got that sea tile. That's incredible. Now, if I could conquer over here, I could hypothetically... I just need this tile, at which point I'll be able to build a coastal city here, get a fleet, march that fleet up the river, and possibly start conquering that way. It is a possibility, it is a perfectly viable strategy, as ludicrous as it may sound. Should I reduce power waste? I think so. That really is the way to go. Now this reduces my overall power, but in the long term, this is really handy. Let's keep on bolstering my... Oh, hold on. My army over here. Oh, it seems to have conquered something. Fancy that. Now, where do I move them? I could hypothetically try to conquer to the south, but... No, this is the easiest spot to conquer. The Kuru have very little power here, whereas I can radiate plenty because I have plenty of power attacks that pertain to grasslands. And thus I'll be an absolute and complete menace as far as that's concerned. This tile and that tile, they presumably inevitably will just fall into my hands. Onto my lap, depending on how you want to conceptualize this. 50 and 60 I can't get to. Fine, in that case, growing this city will do. Haha. Look at the size of that thing. Glorious. I don't think I'll be able to build that holy city, though. As much as I like the idea, don't get me wrong, I would love to, but where exactly could I place it? I would have to conquer pretty more territory to be able to get it. And even then... Oh, they decide to defend over here, but that means that I just get how many tiles? 3, 4... 3. Okay, I get them to the south. Currency, double your well field. That's incredibly unlikely. All own most of the rivers to get more wealth out of every single river tile. Fascinating. The Kuru are trying to conquer over here. Which is a bold move, I'll grant them that much. But all the same, I am threatening them there. So if they know what's good for them, they will swoop in to defend. Actually, even if they take those silly little tiles from me, that doesn't really make that much of a difference now, does it? Here's the problem. If I deploy an army to defend over here, I will not be able to pump my power all that much. And if I don't pump my power, I might not be able to conquer. So, is it worth it to defend, but possibly lose out on an opportunity to conquer? It might. I can just take my sweet time. Here's the thing. I'll use my knowledge to get more wealth out of every single citizen. That's 27 of them. So they're paying more taxes, twice the taxes. Sorry. 27 more wealth every single passing turn. It adds up. I can deploy an army right here. Right now. Grow this city for defensive purposes. I could also build another city over... Why not? Why not? I will build a city over here for defensive purposes. And now I am radiating so much power over there. I am perfectly safe. Let's pump power all the way up to 5. Since I've conquered this, I might as well... How are the Kosala doing? They have some power here, but not that much. And they can't really defend in both spots at the same time now, can they? Fine. Let's move south. They have 3 armies over here. I have 2. So, they will have an easier time defending. It's hard to deny. Let's also grow this city to radiate even more power in the region. I should be able to fend the attackers off reasonably easily. And I could consider getting some power tax at this juncture. City power tax are basically out of my grasp, but I could start getting some river power tax. Might as well. Might as well. After all, I do want to have the most rivers. Unlikely though this may be. Let's see how this plays out. Do you go north to try and defend, brave Kuru? These guys go... Yeah, they do go north, and they do defend. The Kosala, we are the Pancala, right? We are the Pancala. The Kosala over here swoop to the east, and I once again threaten them to the west as a consequence. The Holy City is not gonna happen, so I might as well replace that opportunity. Take the Goldsmith to get more gold. A hill power tech, tempting, but no. Let's get the goldsmith, immediately proc this. I will now keep getting more wealth every passing turn. Might as well threaten as many tiles as I humanly possibly can, so let's move in over here, threaten some river tile. Oh wait, I am getting threatened here on grasslands, of all the places. Unacceptable. Well, I could get grassland power techs, but that sounds like a ludicrous proposition. Do I swoop in over there with the army? I cannot recruit another one. Fine, let's move the army over here. I will have 16 power over there, plus everything from techs and the cities. So I should be able to hold them off, and I might even threaten. The siege over here is not going to progress all that smoothly. Come on now. Here I am. I'm radiating some power over there with my single unit. And that's +2 from tech, so that's a whopping total of 7. If they move units there, then there's no way for me to possibly take that. And getting relevant power techs is going to be meaningless. So is there anything else I should take? No, I think I should still, regardless, keep on investing in power techs, because that's just the way to go. I don't have any better options. I could get more science yields, fair enough. Right, first of all, power in rivers, more power in rivers. Oh, and triple movement through forests by getting the final first yield tech. Let's keep on pumping power, see where that takes me. If anywhere. Let's grow this city. For defensive purposes, obviously. And grow that one. For the income as well. How's that terracotta coming along? Sheesh. They will swoop in to defend. Yeah, that's 4 units defending over there. I will take over this little river tile though. Because they're defending in a bizarre fashion. I'm defending there, I'm fine, okay. I get a single tile over here to the east, and I defend and then threaten to the west. Reduce wealth waste to -3%, and wealth will no longer be wasted. All complete to opportunity. Let's get the courthouse. It's quite expensive though. Fine, wealth is no longer wasted. And 10 power is a decent bit. These guys are desperately trying to threaten over here, but they seem to ignore the fact that I'm radiating power all the way over here to their territory. Mostly to the grasslands where my influence is so vast. I might as well move another army over here to threaten the grasslands some more. Now this takes some pressure away from this plain tile, which then they may easily defend, but it makes almost certain that I will conquer this grassland tile, which makes encirclement all the more likely. Now, oh, I am threatened right here, but I am also threatening to conquer the city right now. I can grow the city of my own, but it's not gonna work. I could recruit another army, but that'll absolutely decimate my power. Although, you know, if it halves my power, that's not that bad, because I'll have a second army to go with that. Or I could just move the second army I have all the way over here and defend that way. Then there would be no need to deploy another one. Is there anything else I want to do with the wealth? Well, I'm not wasting it, so I might as well stockpile it. Fine, let's move the army all the way over here to both attack and defend. Let's grow this city, because I certainly do not want to lose territory. Let's grow this tiny one. Fine, I might as well flag the sea. Am I getting anything off of the sea? No, absolutely nothing. It's prohibitively expensive to try and get anything out of the sea at this stage. More power in grasslands? Yes. Fine. Fall tiers of power techs in grasslands. I'm halfway there as far as power techs are concerned, but then again, I'm further along the way as far as spaces on the map are concerned, but getting power techs is significantly less painful of a process than getting additional spaces on the map. Conquest is difficult. I could try to pump power to 15 and save enough wealth. That's going to be rough. I can get that army, but once again, I can't really realistically get both of these. So I'll have to make my mind up one way or another. Now, thankfully, I'm not wasting wealth, so I can just skip this turn over here without getting another army or doing much of anything else. Okay, they swoop in over here to defend. I don't have a city over there. I have a city over here, which means that they are threatening massively, but so am I. Barracks. To make power cheaper to get. Yes. Barracks procced, and I'll get my power all the way up to 11. This one goes up to 11. I could hypothetically deploy armies over... I don't have the wealth to deploy an army. Oh, by the way, the territory of the Kosala has been bisected. Now, on one hand, that's great. On another, that means that all 4 of the armies are over here, they're angry, and they are desperately trying to take my territory. Now, thankfully, I have plenty of food, so if I am to decide that I do not want to conquer the capital of the Kuru, which would be a bizarre choice on my part indeed, then I can swoop in to defend over here and deal with the Kosala some more. Although I would really like to take over the capital. But how realistic is that? If I moved my units over there, it could happen. But I think the wise thing to do is to defend. So let's be wise. And just like that, I'm radiating plenty of power in the region. And I do mean plenty. Do I get another city in order to fortify even more? Why, yes I do. I just did, and I could get even more cities. Another city over here in the forest. Bam! Behold my power. What else should I get? More power tax? One would presume. And what would that be? Power in cities? I could get, say, power in forests, all hills, but I don't like that much. I think power in cities might be the way to go. As expensive as it is, prohibitively expensive, basically. But it helps the siege along. And that's what I'm interested in over here, this siege. And having it be helped along. Actually, getting power in hills in the West of Ideas because of the defensive bonuses and such, I do not want to lose my precious hills. So I might as well get some power in hills right here, right now. There's not much else left over, thus I will leave it at that. I am absolutely desperately getting pushed to the east, but thankfully I will be taking territory over here. I took over that city. Glorious. Sewer system. Grow a city to size 8. For 50% off of city yield tax. So realistically, just this single yield tech for 300 that I can buy out of pocket right here, right now. And I would have to grow a city to size 8, which is quite expensive in terms of food. Although I have plenty of food. The alternative is conquering a plain space to get some science. Not realistic, I would have to head west. Which I am about to anyway, I think, to defend. Okay, sewer system it is. Which city would that be? This one is already size 6 enough. This is the biggest city I have. I might want to defend against the Kuru over there. It's worth considering. Right, I'm not threatening over here, and they are not threatening me. So I might as well swoop in to defend against the Kuru. Fine. Onwards to glory. That also kind of threatens the capital, doesn't it? And now I have a border with every single empire. Now that opportunity for having a border with every single empire could really come in handy right now, but I don't think they'll offer it to me. I can easily conquer the remaining territory of the Kosala. We are the Pancala. The remaining territory of the Kosala to the north. Once again, they are cut off. The armies are trapped over here. They will be a menace. It will be difficult to deal with them because they will keep on constantly threatening me. But at the same time, I can just grow my cities, at which point they will be unable to do much. I can also pump my power. My goodness, I'm pumping my power all the way up to 13. Slow down. But yes, I have plenty of food to spend. I don't think I'll be moving any more armies. Well, I could hypothetically get another army. Well, don't mind if I do. As much as I love pumping power, let's rather get more of them and make conquering territory even faster. And just like that, I got another crown for armies and fleets. They're all the way up to 5. And you know what? The simplest way to win at this particular stage would be for me to just get those remaining power techs, I think. I'm not sure if I can boost my power and get the wealth. Although, with wealth not getting wasted, this is a remote possibility. Well, either way, let's pump power. Focus on conquest. Maybe I'll get spaces on the map or something as crazy as that. And I do have a decent bit of time as far as I can tell. I don't think my foes are anywhere near victory. So I have a decent bit of time. Let's grow these cities. For defensive purposes, obviously, as always. Now I could build a city over here to help my forces along. I could also grow this one. I would love to grow this one because it's on the border, but I think it would be wiser to just build a new city over here to help in the region. Let's also get more yields off of my cities. Plus 46 wealth is not something to be discounted. It still makes perfect sense. I mean, come on. That opportunity would have required me to expand this city twice. Not once, but twice. So I could hypothetically get that in 2 turns. Whereas I can get this right here, right now. No reason not to. I think I may very well get the wealth and the power at the same time. But we'll see. For now, I'll defend as far as I can tell, and I'll also start to threaten the Kosala to the north. As you can see, the Videha are pestering the Kosala to the south. And they're, broadly speaking, successful. Camel riders to get more power. All the yield of plenty. Now, I'll presumably be threatened from multiple angles all the time. So no, let's ignore that. I swoop in over here to defend, and just like that, I am absolutely, perfectly safe. I move this army over here, and they could hypothetically move both armies to one spot, at which point they will possibly get that. But I don't care, that's just me losing a single tile. And as annoying as that may be, that's not the end of the world. Far from it. Let's get more power in cities. That's 4 points of power in cities from power techs alone, not counting all the power I get from my armies. Speaking of power, as much as I might be tempted to try to get that victory condition, that crown for having plenty of power, I also might as well just get another army over here. Deploy it right there. Do I want to mess with the Videha additionally, unnecessarily? Sure, why not? And let's pump power fully, taking my people all the way up to 7. Let's also grow this city for defensive purposes, obviously, because this territory is getting threatened. Anything else? Not really. Well, in that case, I might as well end my turn. Might I not? I can't redeem Camel Riders, but I don't need to redeem Camel Riders. I might redeem Camel Riders for the win soon enough. I basically get everything there, whereas the Kuru and the Kosala are fighting to the south. Terracotta procced! My goodness, Terracotta redeemed! Now I get +1 wealth out of every single river tile I have under my control. And I do have plenty of them under my control. Reduce knowledge waste to -10% to trade more efficiently for knowledge. I could choose that if I want to go for the victory condition of getting power tax. Which I could. Or own most of the plains if I want to conquer to the west. Which I don't. Fine, the academy it is. I could get more armies, but no, let's reduce waste. Hahaha, waste has been reduced. Let's now trade for science. The quickest way would be to just get those power techs in places I do not yet have any power in. Any power techs in, rather. But I might as well take my sweet time to some extent. Fine, let's get more power in rivers. And then, next turn, with all that science, I'm going to acquire a bit of this and that. Am I getting threatened anywhere? Yes, I am getting threatened by the vicious Kosala over here. I am currently shaking in my boots. Well, my power will fall to 4 if I stop pumping it. Although I have plenty of power over here. Purely out of tax. Let's see. Yeah, see, the supremacy doesn't really mean much. Even if I do not pump power at all, I will still be perfectly fine as far as I can tell. Oh no, fine, I might as well retain 6 power or something like that. I could also move more armies over here. Possibly decide to conquer them to the south instead of just going for the northern territory. Fine, I'll move 2 armies over here to defend and 2 armies to the north to conquer. I will also fortify further by growing this city. And well, I might want to move my armies over here to the west. How's the Kuru situation? The further north you go, the more power they have. So I could hypothetically swoop into the south and force them to chase after me. They mostly control the desert, although they have quite a few plain tiles. So they might not have enough food to play cat and mouse with me for sufficiently long. Let's grow this city. This glorious city. As well as grow this one to defend to the east. And that's a wrap. Presumably next turn I'll be winning on what? Power tax? I don't think I can get them all. Though I can try. I could have procced those camel riders. Maybe I should do that sometime soon. I do hold them off. Do I threaten? And if so, well. I'm threatened by the Kuru over here. Eliminate an empire. Tempting, but it's not gonna happen. Mercenaries to pump power. That's significantly more likely to happen. Just a reminder, recruiting additional armies is prohibitively expensive for my faction. So that's presumably not something I should strive for. It's just not gonna happen. I presumably should take my armies from the west and reposition them if I want to do anything even moderately useful with them. Let's do it like this. I can always reposition them freely because I have plenty of food left over. How's that science? What can I spend it on? They can take those sea tiles away from me for all I care. I could invest in power, let's see, but it doesn't seem particularly meaningful. Fine, let's get some power in plains. What's the cheapest now? Some more... I could get more power in... Well, I could get some power in forest to begin with, yes. How many more? 3 more. Fine, let's just get the cheapest ones. Power at sea. And now more power... in hills. A single power tech and I win. That's it. I don't even have to trade for power now. Might as well... sorry, I don't have to trade for knowledge now. Might as well pump power. And win on power techs anyway. Let's do it. They're not going to suddenly catch up, are they? Or are they? The Videha have as much power as I do, but then again, I don't need that power desperately. And just look at this! I could have procced the Camel Riders and the Mercenaries if I wanted all that power, but I didn't. Hard One Piece, not gonna happen. Pikemen? Pikemen could happen. Will I have enough knowledge to get that final power tech if I do get all of these? Because apparently I can't get 15 power even if I pump it right here, right now. Let's get all the opportunities, so that's a whopping total of 6 points of power all at once, at which point I win on power. But wait, there's more! Because on top of all of that, I also am going to get a power tech. And you know, it's not even going to be the cheapest one on offer. I'm going to get power in hills. Would you look at that? Now I move this army over here, that army over there, these guys move over here, swoop in to try to get the city. And, you know, Bob's your uncle, at that point I basically win. Grow the city. Get power pumped. And lo and behold, my power grows to 18. I conquer... I don't know, 10 tiles all at once or something. The Kosala lose a city and the Pancala are victorious.
Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair.
That was fun. Look at all those crowns. Ludicrous. I had the Temple of Artemis, so 18 power technologies. I had the Pyramid, so 25 city pop. Statue of Zeus, so 15 power. Mausoleum for 1 captured city. And the Colossus for 5 armies or fleets. First place. Tied for second place are the Videha and the Kuru. The Videha had the Pyramid, so 25 city pop. And the Colossus, so 5 armies or fleets. The Kuru had the exact same thing. Pyramid, so 25 city pop. And the Colossus, so 5 armies or fleets. And the Kosala just had the Colossus, 5 armies and fleets. You'll notice a pattern over here. There are certain victory conditions that tend to be easier to reach, basically no matter what. Whether they are at 1 crown, 2 crowns or 3 crowns, getting the city pop and the army count tends to be among the easiest things to accomplish. Alongside stuff like the wealth. Other things are further in the distance as far as the realm of possibility is concerned, with presumably the spaces on the map being the most difficult to obtain. At least that's what I have observed so far, the way this game is balanced. Anyway, thank you all oh so much for watching, and you will see me elsewhere.